If you're thinking about getting an allotment this year in the UK, this video might surprise you. I'm breaking down exactly what my allotment cost me last year. The good, the bad, and the things that no one mentions.
When we first started, I was amazed at how much compost was.
So if you can make your own, you're actually going to be quids in. This has taken me years to master. And I'm not going to lie, we've spent quite a bit of money on compost over the years. Last year was our first year that we actually used a lot of our own compost, but we still did have to buy a few bags, and it sort of came to this much, which I was hoping that I didn't have to, but we had built those three big main raised beds over there, and they needed filling, and we just didn't have enough of our own. A good raised bed can cost an absolute fortune, so if you can, get yourself some reclaimed timber and build them yourself. There are different price points online. Of course, the more expensive ones are likely to last a little bit longer. Don't forget to line them. Over the course of time, we've saved an absolute packet on, well, saving packets. So when we have bought compost, we've made sure to keep the packets, and that is what we use to line our beds.
Allotment plot prices can vary a lot across the UK, mainly because some sites are run by councils and others by independent allotment associations. Most allotments charge based on plot size, and the fee is paid yearly. Our allotment is association run, and we pay £45 per year for a full plot. A full plot here is 7 rods, which is about 175 square metres.
We've been incredibly lucky over the last year to actually have secured ourselves a second plot right next door but one to our original plot. But that means our site fees have actually doubled now. Ta-da! Right, so that brings us on to, this ceiling's really low by the way, that brings us on to things like the cost of seeds. Now obviously when you've got yourself established, you're probably going to be able to save yourself some seeds, and there really is no shame in your first few years or whenever in buying plug plants from nurseries and garden centres. My advice would be go to one of these companies. They are really good at decently priced, very good seeds, and you don't get thousands of them that you're not going to use. Another good way of saving money on some seeds and things like that is to speak to your plot neighbours. There may be something that they've got an abundance of that they can help you out with. I also suggest to people to not grow things that they don't like to eat. It is just a waste of space. So make sure you're only growing things that you know that you're going to eat. Last year, our seed bill came in at this, and I was really pleased with that. I managed to save quite a lot of seeds from the year before. So yeah, that was a nice win for us. Also, when we came into this makeshift polytunnel here, there was a box of seeds. Let me show you. It came with the plot. Now, again, I don't know how long this has been here. I don't know if they're going to be all viable, but I'm going to give some of them a go this year. So make sure that you are following along so that you can see the progress. When you take over a plot, you might find that you've got lots of little bits like piping or black membrane weed fabric, or netting and things like that. There might be loads of bamboo canes laying around like these. Don't chuck them away. Make sure you keep them, because that is also going to save you money on buying those things, because you will need them at some point. You'll think, why did I chuck that away? So make sure you keep hold of them, because you are going to need those money. But the average cost of weed fabric is around this, and your netting you're going to need for butterflies and keeping things like that off, carrot whitefly, that normally comes in at around this per metre. Bamboo sticks you can get in lots of different places, garden centres and alike. Again, they come in at around this per bundle. So yeah, make sure that you keep hold of little things, because you never know when you're actually going to need them. The other thing is garden tools. We were quite lucky. We had quite a few garden tools from at home, in our cottage garden. Now, I like a good quality tool. They do last a little bit longer, but obviously you can get yourself your budget tools. When you're starting off, I would say you definitely need a rake. You definitely need a hoe. You need some hand tools like a little fork, and also a little shovel, and a dibber is a good idea, but you can use the end of a broom handle as a dibber, or your finger. The thing that is going to save you quite a bit of money is wood chips. Now, don't go rushing out and buying any. We use wood chips and cardboard on our pathways. We lay the cardboard down first, and then we put the wood chips over the top. Now, at our site, we do actually have a couple of tree surgeons that do come and give us free wood chips. They go in a big pile over in the corner of the plot, and it's a very big rush to get there to make sure that you get some. But it's well worth looking out for that, so that you don't waste your money buying wood chips. So, the cost that no one really talks about, things like your paths. No one ever really talks to you about how much that's going to cost. And like I said, for a lot of places, it can be free. Now, not all allotment sites are going to have that tree cutting service that brings them their wood chips. So it might be worth finding someone in your area that is a tree surgeon and approaching them to see if they can deliver you some free wood chips. And the cardboard, well, every time anyone has a delivery or anyone is having something done, I always ask people for cardboard. I'm constantly saying to people, have you got any cardboard? And now people have started knowing that I do that, and they phone me and give it to me. So I'm constantly running around picking up cardboard from places, because I know that I'm going to need to do my pathways a couple of times a year possibly. So yeah, I'm always after cardboard. So that is a nice freebie. Things that I'm most surprised about when we got our plot, how much you can actually get for free. Horse poo. We've got a field over the back of our allotment site, and the lady has got horses, and she every week chucks over all of her horse manure and all of her straw and hay into a big pile, and we can all go and use that. So that's another free thing that we've got on our site. Again, ask around. You may find that somebody at your plot has got a horse, or they will bring in some horse manure from time to time. So make sure that you're trying to get some of that from them. Even if it's one bag a year, it will really, really help your compost and the fertility of your soil. Would I do it all again? Absolutely, I would. I absolutely love being over here. If I've not come over for a couple of days for whatever reason, I need to at least get an hour over here. Has it saved us loads of money? I think so, yeah. Once you get established and you're doing things for yourself, like saving seed or doing your own compost, it starts to become a lot more simple. And once you've got your netting and your black fabric, you won't need any for a few years. What my allotment has taught me is patience. Um, yeah, that's a big thing my allotments taught me. It is so good for the mind, body, and soul. I can't get over how much I actually really enjoy being over here. I was dragged into allotment life kicking and screaming by my husband. I didn't want to do it, and now I can't wait to get over here every week. So if you're thinking about it, just do it. Just take the leap. Get your name on the list. Accept that plot and go for it. If you've liked this vlog, please do think about subscribing. I do a weekly upload every Sunday of our growing journey. I'm Claire. Thanks for watching.